Today's the last story I'm going to read for you guys this year. I was going through all my books here that I have at home, and I read pretty much all of them to you guys since I've been home, and I don't have all the books that I have at school, but I found one of my favorite books when I was little. This one. It's called Stephanie's Ponytail. And a ponytail is when girls have all their hair together in one ponytail, that little, like that hair tie. It's called a ponytail. So Stephanie's Ponytail. So that's her mom, her dad, her baby. And it's a story by Robert Munch and art by Michael Marchekno. On the back, we see Stephanie. She's got her ponytail. And these are the author and the illustrator. So that's real pictures of what they look like. All right, this is one of my favorite books when I was little. Stephanie's Ponytail. Here's the title page. There's Stephanie. She's running and she's laughing. One day, Stephanie went to her mom and said, "None of the kids in my class have a ponytail. I want a nice ponytail coming right out the back." So Stephanie's mom gave her a nice ponytail coming right out the back. When Stephanie went to school, the other kids looked at her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail, and I like it." The next morning, when Stephanie went to school, all the other girls had ponytails coming out the back. Stephanie looked at them and said, "You are all a bunch of copycats. You just do whatever I do. You don't have a brain in your heads." So all those kids that were making fun of her, now they have ponytails too. The next morning, the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Then that's that," said her mom. "That's the only place you can do ponytails." "No, it's not," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out the side, just above my ear, right over here." "Very strange," said the mom. "Are you sure that's what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. So her mom gave her a nice ponytail coming right out, right above her ear. Then she went to school, and the other kids saw her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail, and I like it." The next morning, when Stephanie came to school, all the girls, and even some of the boys, had nice ponytails coming out just above their ear. Look, some of the boys have their hair in a ponytail to the side, too. The next morning, the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Would you like one coming out of the side?" "No." "Then that's that," said her mom. There's no other place you can do ponytails." "Yes, there is," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out the top of my head, like a tree." "That's very, very strange," said her mom. "Are you sure that's what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. What do you think's going to happen? So her mom gave Stephanie a nice ponytail coming out the top of her head like a tree. When Stephanie went to school, all the other kids saw her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail, and I like it." The next day, all of the girls and all of the boys had ponytails coming out the top. It looked like broccoli was growing out of their heads. The next morning, the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Would you like one coming out the side?" "No." "Would you like one coming out the top?" "No." "Then that is definitely that," said the mom. "There's no other place you can do a ponytail." "Yes, there is," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out the front and hanging down in front of my nose." "But nobody will know if you're coming or going," her mom said. "Are you sure that is what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. So her mom gave Stephanie a nice ponytail coming out the front. On the way to school, she bumped into 4 trees, 3 cars, 2 houses, and 1 principal. When she finally got to her class, the other kids saw her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail, and I like it." What do you think is going to happen next? The next day, all of the girls and all of the boys And even the teacher had ponytails coming out the front, hanging in front of their noses. None of them could see where they were going. They bumped into desks, and they bumped into each other. They bumped into the walls, and by mistake, 3 girls went into the boys' bathroom. Stephanie yelled, "You are a bunch of brainless copycats. You just do whatever I do. When I come tomorrow, I am going to have shaved my head." That means she's going to cut all the hair off her head and she's going to be bald. What do you think everybody else is going to do? The first person to come the next day was the teacher. She had shaved her head and she was bald. The next to come were the boys. They had shaved their heads and they were bald. The next to come were the girls. They had shaved their heads and they were bald. The last person to come in was Stephanie. And she had a nice little ponytail coming right out the back. The end. So remember we saw that picture of Stephanie running in the beginning, right? Everyone's chasing her and girls are like, "Oh, you said you were going to shave your head, and so we shaved our heads." And did she really do it? Nope. The end.